Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing details. Today, we're discussing one of my favorite Rolex watches of all time. Easily the most intricate chronograph the company's ever made. This is the Yacht-Master II, reference 116688 in yellow gold, and it is beautiful. Originally launched in 2007, the watch has been revised several times, externally and internally, and this dial variant debuted in 2017. Very few full precious metal white gold and yellow gold Yacht-Master IIs have been sold since the 2013 debut of the steel watch, making any variant in yellow or white gold since 2013 very scarce. But add the 2017 variant dial with the triangular index up at 12, the rectangular index at 6, and the Mercedes hand, these are the rarest of the rare Yacht-Masters, as very, very few of these have been sold. So, let's talk about what makes it great. It is great in size as well as stature. 44 millimeters in diameter in yellow gold. It is 14 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 50.7 millimeters. And then from end link to end link, the total distance across the wrist is 57 millimeters. The spacing between the lugs is 21 millimeters, but I can't seriously think you're going to put it on an aftermarket strap, not when the bracelet is this good. That said, if you did want to dress it down a little bit, 21 millimeters is the lug spacing. On the wrist, massive, unrivaled presence. In full gold with the array of colors, the white, the red, the blue, the yellow, all of that all at once, it is overpowering, a very Miami mindset watch. You can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, we're reaching the limit of what's possible. I think my wrist size, you're fine. Any smaller, you're going to want to buy a smaller Rolex watch. It is massive, and you can really feel it with the solid case back, solid end links, solid center links, and the thick gauge gold clasp. You can tell where the money went. Let's take a quick look. Oh, by the way, you may be somewhat surprised to know that it's not that thick and it will fit underneath a dress sleeve. Taking a look at the clasp, but the bracelet first. We have Rolex with its own foundry, making its own golds, but also making its own cases, clasps, and bracelets, so all the hardware is Rolex. The clasp internally features a polished swing arm. The gauge of the metal is very thick. That's why this is so massive to the touch. We have two locking mechanisms. One is a beak and a hook spring-loaded lift lock, and you can see it lock right there. Then we have a secondary lock that's a clamshell that comes down. And then there's a little kerf where you can dig your nail in and pull it open. That kerf is the recess where you dig in your nail and use the 5-point coronet to pry open the clasp. Inside, we have the 5 millimeter EasyLink system, snap in, snap out. It's 5 millimeters of tool-free adjustment. There are 3 divots drilled inside the clasp. So moving the spring bar with your strap tool, you can move the anchoring point of the bracelet to 3 different positions to fine-tune the fit. And then you have removable links fixed by screws that allow you to further fine-tune the fit. This is the Oyster bracelet, the 3-link sports design. There is some taper down from the end link, and we do have a conforming end link that traces both the slope of the lug and the curve of the case for a highly integrated look. The bezel, known as the ring command bezel, debuted back on the 2007 Yacht-Master II. It is both part of the watch externally and part of the movement internally, and it works like this. First, take note, we have a 10-to-0 scale. In case you forget what the name of the watch is, it's there too. We have a Cerachrom blue ceramic insert that's highly scratch resistant. So let's thread out the crown. By the way, the watch features a triplock crown in gold. You know that because the 2 flanking dots are small and the center one is large. Now, you can see I can wind the watch in that first position. But if I were to pull the crown out, you can see I'm adjusting the time. Put it back in the first position, turn the bezel until it clicks counterclockwise. Now, depress the pusher at 4 o'clock. What we'll actually do here is we will stop the watch and then reset it. So now, I'm going to turn, it clicks to a stop, depress the trigger down at 4 o'clock, and now I have the ability to set the countdown timer. And I can set the countdown timer to full minutes. and it's a fun little retrograde action to play with. Now, you may never need a regatta timer. You may never be competing within a regatta. You may never need to time matches within a regatta. But having a programmable countdown timer is great for all sorts of things. Intermissions at the show, cooking on the grill, the kids' timeout. A customizable countdown timer is supremely useful. And then once you're done, you just turn the bezel back, the pusher pops back out, and now it is a flyback chronograph. Yes, you heard that right. It is a flyback chronograph, but it is also a fly-forward chronograph. So here's how this works. When you activate the trigger, most of the time, it will jump back and restart the way a conventional chronograph will when it is equipped with a flyback. But what's different here is it will actually fly back or forward to the nearest minute. Because it is a regatta timer, that is judged to be a more important function for someone who is timing a regatta countdown. So a countdown to the start of a race. So it is both a flyback and fly forward chronograph, whichever number is closer. Okay, what else is going on? Well, as you can see, we have hacking or stop seconds if we need it. And then we have that Mercedes-style hour hand. That's your cue that this is a post-2017 model. We have a white lacquered base, and it is white, not silver. It is truly white, like an Explorer 2. Let's do a quick loom shot. You can see Rolex's proprietary Chromolite blue loom. You can also see that the minute hand is partially skeletonized. The watch, and we'll do that one more time just so you can see, is identifiable in the dark as a 2017 forward because of the triangular index at the top of the dial and that Mercedes hand. Okay, what else is going on? Well, we have caliber 4161. The upgrade movement arrived in 2013 with the debut of the steel watch, but it found its way into every Yacht-Master II. It's based on the 4130 chronograph caliber in the Daytona, so bidirectional automatic winding with a ball bearing rather than a jeweled staff with rotor, 72-hour power reserve, 4 Hz beat rate, 44 joules makes it the most highly jeweled Rolex movement in existence. Again, 8 beats per second, stop seconds. We have a programmable memory system here, so ultimately, when you reset the chronograph, that is, you properly stop it and reset it, it will always reset to whatever countdown you programmed. So since I programmed 8 minutes, it will always restart from 8 minutes until I reprogram it to a different countdown. It is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer as a movement, but Rolex takes the movement that is certified, cases it up, and tests it in 6 positions so that it will run no worse than -2 + 2 seconds per 24 hours. That is the basis today for that term superlative chronometer. Historically, just marketing. Today, it does actually mean something, and Rolex backs this with its warranty. The watch features a full balance bridge and a free-sprung index for shock tolerance, and it uses an overcoil hairspring, the better to help it earn those certifications. In any position, the centered mass of an overcoil helps it keep consistent time, neither gaining time nor losing time, and the overcoil is made of a highly anti-magnetic blue oxidized niobium zirconium alloy Rolex calls Power Chrome Blue that is extremely anti-magnetic. So, truth be told, every Rolex watch with that hairspring today is probably beyond the original Rolex Milgauss in anti-magnetic qualities. So this watch does it all. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And know this, being based on the Daytona, it has both a column wheel for function selection and a vertical clutch for chronograph engagement. So it's crisp to operate, and you have no jump to the chronograph seconds hand when you start it, and you can leave the chrono running full time if you want with no additional wear and tear to the mechanism.